Hey ambitious professionals, it's Linda Rayner of lindarayner.com, guiding you to a career and life you'll truly enjoy. And in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 key reasons why you may still not be landing your job offer, even though you know that you can do the job really well, but for some reason that's not being translated to the employers. So we're going to go through them one by one. Now, as a career strategist, I've been able to help numerous professionals land their dream job offers in companies and careers that offer them long-term growth potential. And this is something that I would love to help you with as well. So if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, then I will give you details about that at the end of the video. So you are a motivated, hardworking, experienced, ambitious professional, and you've been looking for a new position for a little while now. You've applied to dozens of applications, and you might have even gone on a few interviews, but you still haven't landed a job offer. Now, it's not that you don't have the technical qualifications, skills, experience, and abilities to do the job. You have all of those things. But because it's been a while now that you still haven't landed a job offer, you're starting to think that perhaps there's something else going on that is stopping you from getting the jobs that you want. So here are 5 reasons as to why you still may not be landing a job offer and what you can do to fix that. Now, mind you, these reasons that I have laid out for you are ones that I truly believe are going to help you, but you need to be completely honest with yourself. They're not the typical reasons that you'll find elsewhere. And so if you can be honest with yourself, then you can clearly understand your own situation, where you're at, and only then can you improve and increase your chances of getting the job that you want. Reason number 1, looking for a job has become a chore. No longer an exciting endeavor for you. When you first started your job search, you were probably super optimistic. You thought, I have a good background, I have good qualifications, it shouldn't take me too long to find a job. But now that it's been several months or longer, it might be over a year at this point, you're starting to feel a decline in your confidence, in your optimism levels. You're not feeling great. And anytime that you see a job that you want to apply to, you think to yourself, what's the point? I'm probably not going to get an interview anyway. If this is how you're feeling right now, you really need to truthfully ask yourself if this is going to help you. Because you have to think, if you're going to approach your job search with this sense of low-level negativity, this energy, this tiresome energy, how do you think employers are going to respond if they actually did call you for an interview and you walked into the interview room? Guess what's going to happen? You're going to go into the interview room feeling not confident. You're not going to be able to show your enthusiasm. You're not going to have that energy that you had in yourself. You had that belief in yourself from before, because you're probably going to keep second guessing yourself as you go through this. So you really need to reflect on this and ask yourself, am I finding it to be a chore? If it is a chore right now, you need to stop the process of looking for a job, at least just for a week. Just give it a break. Just for a week, and get yourself back into alignment. You need to re-energize yourself. You need to get connected with yourself, because the purpose of you finding a new position is because you're ready for a change. You're ready to make a difference in your career, for yourself. You're ready to make a move. You're ready to take on a new challenge. Now, if you're going to take on a new challenge in a negative mindset, with a negative mindset, that new challenge is probably going to not be a great one for you. If you end up getting the job, you're probably going to continue with that energy level throughout that whole process and into the job, and then guess what? You might not excel in that position. So you can't rely on external things to determine how you feel about yourself. You need to first feel good about who you are, the value that you bring to any employer. Make sure that you instill that within yourself, and then get back into the job search game with a new, clear mindset. Potential reason number 2, you place all your hope in the next job interview you get called for and feel disappointed when it doesn't work out. So comment below actually if this is what's happening for you, where now anytime you get a job interview, you go into it thinking, is this the one? Is this the job? Will I get a job offer out of this? And you go into it with that almost desperate energy in front of the employer, and they can feel that from you, trust me. Instead, it needs to feel like this is a game. This is an exciting game for you where okay, I'm getting called in here, I'm getting called in there. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna try to make a strong connection with the hiring manager, because I know the process of connecting with the hiring manager, answering their questions well, being able to showcase my value, that is what's going to lead to a positive result. But if all I'm thinking about is the outcome, when I'm in the interview, I'm not focused on anything else. I'm not focused on making a connection. I'm just focused on the outcome. And I'm wondering if that question that they just asked me is going to determine my outcome. And you know, when you can always tell, like, truthfully, as a recruiter, previous recruiter, and even now as a career strategist, when I'm working with clients who are very high strung, who get stressed out really easily, you can hear it in their voice, you can see it in their face, you can feel the tension. And when they walk into an interview room, the employers can feel that too, whether or not they consciously recognize it. They can sense it. And this is the thing that you have to really be aware of, is that you can't go into every job interview with all your eggs in the basket thinking this is the one for me. So you need to shift gears and focus on, how can I make the connection with the hiring manager? How can I showcase my value? How can I feel comfortable in the room with them in the interview? And from there, you know, wait for what the outcome could be. It may be the right opportunity for you, it may not be, but at least you won't have that sense of attachment and disappointment that comes if you didn't get the job. Do all the upfront work that you need to do to be as prepared and connected as possible when you're in there. And then after that, once you walk out of the room, you detach, you disconnect, and you wait for the results to come to you. Reason number 3, you feel very simply that you're not good enough. Whether you're just applying for the job online, or you get a call from the interviewers, or you're actually sitting in the interview room, inside of you, there is this voice of self-doubt. Even though logically you know that you have the qualifications, the experience, the technical abilities to do the job, you are still swimming in your own uncertainty. So even though you might be a good fit on paper, because of the way that you are energetically presenting yourself in front of them, they're not going to be convinced that you're the one. So what do you do to change that? How do you reverse the self-doubt? Well, one thing that you can start doing is to first identify your strengths. What are the things that you've been able to do in your previous roles that you just know for a fact that you can repeat in these organizations that you want to apply to? What is a way that you can demonstrate that to them? How are the stories going to be told when you walk into that room? Start envisioning yourself differently from how you've been seeing yourself. You've probably been looking at yourself as someone who just, you know, you can do it, but you can't at the same time. You need to have a bit more certainty of who you are, the value that you bring, because you have to realize that at the end of the day, looking for a job, there is going to be competition. There are going to be other people that are up against you, and they may have self-doubt as well. But if they know how to sell themselves, they know their value, they know their worth, then they're going to likely beat you in the game. And so you really need to hone in on that. Ask yourself, what are my strengths? What are my achievements? What are my abilities, truthfully? And then from there, be able to demonstrate that to the employers. Potential reason number 4 is that you are not expressing professional presence. So now that it's been a while that you've been looking for a job and you're stuck in your current job, you know, you probably have started the process of looking at others who are more successful than you, which is always not a good thing to do because you're comparing yourself to them. But you compare yourself and you say, why is it that they have this sense of professional presence, this confidence within them that is just exuding from within them that I don't feel within myself? True confidence comes from knowing your own value, knowing your worth, and believing in your own value and worth. So when it comes to a job search, you're going to go into the interview knowing that you have value to offer. You have abilities, skill sets, and qualifications that you can contribute for their organization. And instead of going into the interview thinking, I hope they pick me in a desperate, I'm less than kind of tone, you're going to go into the interview saying, I'm going to showcase my value, I'm going to showcase my worth, I'm going to demonstrate how I can contribute for them, and the right employer will connect with that and they'll be the ones to hire me. Reason number 5 is that you are feeling desperate rather than excited. Based on my experience, I have seen some people land job offers and they end up being fairly unhappy pretty quickly after they land the job offer because they're just not happy with the job. And the reason why they're not happy with the job, part of it was because they settled for that job. And why did they settle for that job? Because they felt desperate. They felt that there was nothing else out there for them, that this was the best they could get. And once they got the job, they realized this isn't the best, I don't enjoy it, and they feel stuck. But we know that's not going to happen to you, right? Because you're a motivated, ambitious, driven professional, and you know that you're going to land the right position for you as long as you implement the right strategies and approach. Now, aside from the very tactical strategies of finding a job, the right career for you, there's another approach that I want to teach you that I call calling in what you want. This is a fun activity that you can do with anything in your life, but if the job is what you're wanting the most right now, then definitely try to implement it. So calling in what you want basically means that you need to have a fairly clear vision and a fairly clear understanding of how it would feel for you to be in a position, in a career that you're going to absolutely love, in a job that you're absolutely going to love. You have to know what that's going to feel like. Even if you don't know what the job description looks like necessarily yet, you can imagine sort of what you would be doing on a day-to-day. You can imagine how you're going to feel, and you can believe that that is actually out there for you. So because you're starting to stir up all these emotions and this vision for yourself, it starts the process of you being able to call in what you want, because over time you're going to be more attracted to opportunities that somehow line up with what it is that you already believe is available for you. And that's how people end up getting opportunities that are right for them. They don't just sit around and wait willy-nilly for the right opportunity to come up, and hopefully when the job opportunity shows up, they're going to say, wow, yes, this is what I want. That's how a lot of people approach their job search, and I can tell you it doesn't work that way. You need to call it in first, and then once you've called it in, then you go out there and you start the search, because you're going to have a clear idea of what you're looking for, of how it's going to come about, in terms of your approach, how consistent you're going to be, instead of just waiting willy-nilly, like I said. You don't want to rely on chance. You don't want to rely on just the hope and pray method that something's going to come up for you. You want to take that action, and calling it in is one of the very first things you want to do. So there you have it, my 5 reasons as to why you still haven't landed a job and how you can fix that. Now, if you're someone who is exactly in this situation, you've been struggling with finding the next opportunity for you, you really just want a job that's going to give you long-term growth and career growth, because your current company does not offer that growth and you're not happy with the job that you're in, but you're just not sure on how to sell yourself, then feel free to apply for a call with me. That is located at lindarayner.com/standoutgethired. Read the page. This is to see if you'll be a fit for my premium level Stand Out Get Hired coaching program. If you're willing and ready to make an investment in yourself, to work with a career coach such as myself to help you land that next job offer, then absolutely go ahead to the website and fill in your application. And if I think that we're a fit, I will be sure to reach out to you. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.